Congratulations! You are at the right place at the right time to start your day with a lightning bolt of energy. Most news programming, morning talk shows, or other podcasts are not launching you into your day or accessing even a fraction of your greatness and potential. If you want more money in less time with more magic, and if you want to find what works to scale your sales and business with the actionable formula of formulas, then the Unblinded Huddle is the #1 way to start your day with an infusion of integrity-based human influence. With your host, Sean Callagy and the Unblinded team, and the entire Unblinded movement.
What is going on? Unblinded, happy, thankful Thursday on this beautiful week. So much has happened. Yesterday was a magical day for our movement. We spoke to hundreds, if not thousands, of new members that are joining our ecosystem through our programs, through our Facebook group, through our mastery program, and even through our new coaching program. So it's been an exciting day. We're doing just great things in the world of ecosystem, merging with just a huge network marketing company. Big congratulations to Jared from taking that from thought to inception to now agreement. Just absolutely incredible. And this is not like, hey, look at us, this is cool. This is saying what we're teaching you to do is exactly what we are doing.
Okay.
We're not saying do as we say.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you?
What's happening, Sean?
All right, I'm just gonna turn the volume up a hair. So good morning. We're having a few internet challenges here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Fantastic. Hey, it's Thankful Thursday. I didn't realize this. Somebody just shared that I think it is Nurses Week. I'm not sure who shared that on the chat, on the mastery call. So thank you for that. And yeah, I want to thank all nurses, all healthcare providers, everybody who's doing what they're doing to keep everybody healthy and safe, putting themselves in harm's way every single day. Super phenomenally interesting. So thank you for that. So I was on my Lions call yesterday with Tony Robbins. I had the privilege of being one of the I guess the panelist people, I don't know what you want to say with that, on there. And Tony today is doing a podcast with 8 doctors. And I'm not saying I agree with what he's going to say. I'm not saying I disagree with what he's going to say, but he is going to, I think, substantially be challenging some of, at least, our perceptions about Corona. And again, I'm not saying I agree, and I'm not saying I disagree. Being super clear, I am very curious about it because it's going to be, he shared a number of doctors of substantial credibility, one from Stanford, one from Tufts, some other people. So I'm really curious because I think some of his perception is that we should be advancing more swiftly some of our opening, and that people are just afraid of the media. These are at least some of the things I believe he'll be sharing and suggesting today. I don't want to misquote him. So if you're interested and want a different perspective on Corona, I'm confident that what he does today will be a different perspective. So yeah, just check it out if you're interested. So I want to pass, whenever I have knowledge or information or access to a different point of view that I think is relevant to what we're doing, I'm going to share it here. And again, I say it because I never want people to get confused. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm very interested in learning more about where his head is and where he thinks things are going and what's happening. Well, I won't share more. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Okay. So good morning, Vivian. How are you?
Vivian is not here with us, Mr. Callagy.
He is not here with us. Okay, so Vivian is perhaps sleeping from the Master Co-meditation still. Yeah, so some people are sharing that they were on a Master Co-meditation this morning. I hope that was...
She's with us now. Vivian's with us now. I moved her over.
Oh, hey, Vivian. How are you?
Great. Good morning.
Hey, listen, I want to acknowledge you, Vivian, for doing such a great job on the Real Raw role plays. And you brought such a fun energy, such a goddess energy, and a wonderful Zeus energy, as you've given some really healthy resistance to people at times. and even some very cool aspirational energy. So you've been doing a great job, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
I am floored. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And how has the experience been for you? You want to share a little bit about it?
It's been incredible. It forces me to think about, each role that I'm in and how I can better serve, how I can help even the people that are there in some way, maybe even ask a question. At least I'm going out of my comfort zone in that respect. It makes me, what I guess I'm like always challenged by is when you say, what are you present to right now? I never have like an immediate answer. So to me, I'm like, okay, how can I think ahead maybe of what this might look like?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. How about this, Vivian, when we're sharing, what are you present to for everybody? Like meaning, like maybe I could just say, what are you feeling right now? Was that easier? Because some people, if we go to our head, sometimes it doesn't pop. So if I just say right now, hey, what are you feeling right now? What are you feeling, Vivian?
I'm feeling very grateful today, and not just because we were talking about gratitude.
All right.
I would
So
have,
it seems like watch this. So hey, Vivian, what are you present to right now? All right. See, the delay means that a better question for me to ask you, and this is a beautiful learning access for all of us about questions, that you connect more with the word, what are you feeling right now? So it's easier for you to share. So a better question for me to ask you as an innovation in my communication is, hey, Vivian, what are you feeling right now? That makes it a little bit easier for you to connect and share. Would you agree, Vivian?
I do.
Yeah,
I think
great. So I'll just ask you, what are you feeling right now? So no worries. So then we have better flow. So for all of us, because what are you present to might be Vivian translating what that word means to her. So she goes up into her head, goes out of being really present and not simply sharing. Does that mechanism sound like something that might be happening, Vivian?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Which is a great insight into our communication. So thanks, Vivian. Doing a fantastic job. And this Thankful Thursday, I am thankful for you and the beautiful job you've been doing the Real Raw. And people have been really, it's been remarkable. We use words like remarkable. People are being disrupted. Their listening is opening. They are seeing their future in the formula and Unblinded, and they are in shock. And that is happening as an intentional byproduct of Real Raw role play. And they are learning a ton. So thank you. Fernando, what are you present to with what I just said? And what do you think would be a great jump off question that will be a burning question inside of you and the group that we could focus on answering for today? I have some of my own ideas, but what are you thinking?
I'm loving the distinction between present and feeling. What I'm present to is pride. Vivian, you've done an amazing job. It was incredible hearing just the goddess define everything Sean said. I heard the first 30 minutes of the Real Raw, haven't been on in about a week, and hearing you dominate, move it, I can only imagine how well you're doing as the role player. And it's incredible to see your language being sharpened and your mastery rising just in 7 days. So I am present to pride. And a driving question, Sean, a driving question. I like to start at points 1 and 2 and take it wherever we take it.
Let me ask this real quick footnote before your question. For the chat, let's give Vivian, how are you feeling about how Vivian's doing? Like, what are you enjoying that Vivian's been doing on the Real Raw and here? And would you ever, and this is not going to be tomorrow, right? But would you ever want to run a Real Raw role play that would serve and build and grow your business? Would you ever want to run a Real Raw role play? Hit us with that in the chat. And that's not like you're not agreeing you're going to do it. Just like, what would you feel about that? What's present for you about that? And would that be something that if you felt you had the skills and could do it, would you ever be interested in doing that? So just share that in the chat and let's see what's happening there. Fernando, while that's occurring, yeah, what are your questions, sir?
All right, so thank you. Actually gave me enough time to think of one. So, and this is a fun thing, Vivian. Sean just throws things, so I know how you feel about catching the passes. So my question would be this. So for someone that is not masterful in scarcity, may not have the level of certainty that someone like you and I can like produce in what we're doing here, what would be like the slow down tempo version of what do I say to an ecosystem partner that like I don't have a lot of rapport with? I kind of believe that this thing with Real Raw will work. I just have no idea what to say. I have a little fear and maybe rejection or maybe hurting my name. What would be like the non we're going to do it right now. We're going to do it without you. What would be like the maybe like a couple ticks down?
Yeah.
What can someone say?
Yeah, sure. So, and let's go with hurting my name. So the first thing I would ask a person is like, what do you mean, Fernando, by hurting your name? And I get that that fear is present, but I want to explore that in the self-mastery, limiting belief category. So what do you mean by hurting their name?
Okay, so I'm a financial service person.
You have a relationship with Jason Stone, right? And Chris
Got
Toole,
it.
right?
This is perfect. Got it.
Yeah.
So got it. Perfect. Thank you for that. So I'm worried that if I like hand them off to, you know, the Real Raw Unblinded and Sean, that he's going to go on, he's going to be like, what the hell is this? Why'd I waste my time? I don't get it. And I'm a branding person. This has nothing to do with branding. He's an affiliate marketer. There's nothing to do with affiliate marketing. And then he's going to look at me like I'm crazy and he should never trust or talk to me again. Okay.
So, by the way, did that happen?
No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
And for the record, for vulnerability, I had that fear 6-7 months ago, for the record.
Yeah. And then what happened after they came on? What did they think of my skill sets?
Your skill sets, either this guy's crazy or he has something. Curiosity rose and frictionlessness of saying yes became more present and the ecosystem merger dance began.
Yeah. Okay. So does it work?
Oh yeah. For the record, I believe in this 100%. So yes, it works.
No, I know. I'm saying I know you do. I'm saying it for everybody else so they can have a perfect live example. So yeah. So let's drop in, and let's go back and pretend it's 6-9 months ago. I think it is rude. This is a longer training session, but it's after the rapport build, after people are saying that they want more money, more time, more magic. And if you can't get there congruently, then you have a challenge. Because it doesn't sound like, hey, don't you want more money, more time, more magic? That sounds like a gimmicky sales thing. It's authentically stepping into the space in rapport. So that's first. You have to authentically be there, authentically, and disrupt them that it's a sales gimmick, because it's not a sales gimmick, because it's truth. Fernando, does Jason Stone want more money and/or in less time and/or with more magic?
100%, yeah.
Of course he does. That's why he's doing his company. Of course he does, right? And so does everybody and anybody you meet in a networking function. Why do you think they're doing it, right? Why are they doing it? They're doing it because they want more money, less time, more magic. So what they're really saying to you is, I don't know if this is going to work, or I don't know if you can do it, right? Or I don't know if I could do it. So saying, I don't know if it's going to work overall. I don't know if you're the right person for me to be doing it with, and I don't know if I can make it work. Because one of the biggest things that people make the mistake of in an ecosystem merging context is they'll be like, oh, they're just not interested in Unblinded. And I say this with absolute abject love. I think the first issue might be they're not as interested in working with you or letting you lead. So I'll say it again. They may not be as interested in working with you or letting you lead, which is why the Real Raw is so effective, because it disrupts their knowingness. I will tell you right now, those were iconic, incredible business people yesterday. And those gentlemen that were on, their certainty was disrupted. You know, you had Michael from Baby Bathwater jumping on, Michaelovich, and giving these incredibly iconic people 3s, 4s, and 5s in the rating. And they were open to learning without a shadow of a doubt. Now, they probably had some level of, ego defensiveness. So it was only 3 minutes, but without a doubt, their knowingness was disrupted. Unique curiosity was in play. Congruent uniqueness and curiosity rose. So to answer your question directly, Fernando, about scarcity, it sounds like this. After rapport is built. So, hey, Fernando, what do you think? So we did everything else up to this point. We're now in agreement formation. And the objection is, I'm afraid I don't know what people are going to think of me, but whatever it's going to be. So, hey, Fernando, what do you think about coming with me and being one of my 10 ecosystem partners?
Listen, man, just, right now I'm just hoping Corona stops. I can go back to building my business. I just don't want to overcommit to something that I just don't fully understand.
Okay. Could I ask you a simple question? Right. What I'm hearing you say is you don't think this is going to work and be worth your time. And let's just be honest. It's all good.
Listen,
Because,
brother,
yeah.
if I can be honest, I trust me, I hear your excitement. It sounds like you believe in this. I just don't want to chase another shiny object, man. Just it's not the time.
Yeah, amen. And I would never want to be chasing a shiny object. So can I ask you a couple quick questions though?
Go for it.
Yeah. Can you be open in your listening? I'm not going to try to convince you of anything. All I'm going to attempt to do is see if I can help you see what you might not be seeing. That's all. Do I have your permission for like 5 more minutes of a conversation? Because my question is, what if you're wrong? Like, what if you're wrong? And here's what's at stake. You told me you want to build and grow your business. You told me you're frustrated. You told me it's not working. Did you not tell me those things?
Yeah, girl. I literally just said it in our conversation now. My main focus is I want to grow my business.
Yeah. So you are looking for a solution. You just don't believe this is the solution. Fair?
I can go with that. Yeah. That sounds very accurate.
Okay. So forgive me because I'm not great at this. So I'd love to get a person on to validate with me. So footnote, I would bring somebody on for validation. Third party, it's a longer conversation. But let's say that you're just doing it yourself, which I wouldn't suggest, right? And we're going to teach that piece as well soon with your groupings. So I would say, so listen, how many hours a week are you working on your job right now?
50, 60.
Okay. Can I ask this? What are you doing? Like, so you have a business, and you told me that you were worried because clients weren't working with you. So what are you doing?
Talking to clients, just calling people, doing things on Facebook. Trying to figure out Facebook ads.
Yeah. Okay. So great. That's what. Can we differentiate? I think a business breaks into 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is bringing in the work. Quadrant 2 is doing the work. Quadrant 3 is billing the work. Quadrant 4 is collecting the money. Quadrant 1 is generating the work. Quadrant 2 is doing the actual work, right? And so you are a coach, right, sir, Fernando? And so you do the work of coaching. How many hours a week are you spending on actually doing the work right now? Not selling, not marketing, just doing the actual work. You said most of your clients are gone. How many hours a week?
Yeah, I never thought about it that way. If I had to answer, I would say maybe, with like the 4 or 5 clients I have, maybe 5-6 hours.
Okay, so you were telling me, brother, you have 44 or 45 additional hours a week that you're committing to quadrant 1, generating clients.
I didn't even know there was 3 other quadrants. That's really the only one I'm focusing on right now. It's generating more business.
Okay, and you're telling me, brother, you don't have 5 hours a week to dedicate to this because you are spending, the only way that would make any sense, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is if you had 44 or 45 other hours per week that were better than these 5. Like meaning the worst 5 hours you're spending right now is still better than these 5 hours. That's what you have to conclude, right? Just logically. I'm not asking you to agree that this is better, but if it's not going to be in your 5 hours a week, then it's because your worst 5 hours a week in generating business is still better than these 5 hours. Like that's what you have to conclude. Yes?
I guess, yeah.
No, don't guess. This is just math. I'm not asking you to believe anything. Like there's a prioritization of your time. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. I'm spending this time, I'm doing this, and it's going to be completely insane. And you're like, why are you talking to me? Because I know we can do amazing things together. I know I'm better with you, but I know you're better with me. But brother, like you're not going to die without me. I'm not going to die without you. But I'm telling you, you missing this is an abject mistake. And I will have somebody who does it with me in your role. But I don't want that to happen. And then it'll be too late, right? It'll be too late because I'll have filled out my grouping. So let's go back. So you have to decide what to do at that time. Can I spend 5 minutes with you breaking down that time and then you convincing me? Because like we have a relationship, right? Convince me that the 45 hours you're currently spending are efficient and optimized. Because I just heard you say, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm kind of running around. And like you sounded uncertain. that those 45 hours were the right hours and they're not working because you only have 5 hours of client time. Does that make any, am I opening your listening even a little bit, Fernando?
Yeah. You definitely, there gotta be something here. And Sean, just for some optics, I see that Elle has her hand up. We got about 10 more minutes.
Yeah, let's have Elle jump in. Great.
Awesome. So Elle, Jared, if you can support us in getting Elle in the group unmuted. What's happening, Elle?
Hello, Unblinded.
Hello, Elle, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Okay. So Elle,
I just wanted.
can I just tell you that? So Elle, when you come on, here's what it sounds like to me. What a nice, kind, beautiful human being. And just you just sound sweet and wonderful. And oh yeah, she's a straight up goddess loving, Zeus grounded assassin business owner in love, only for good, that has taken her business from 4 to 19.47 million dollars, right? With massive process mastery and accountability structures. So good morning, Elle. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. We're over 20 million now, just so you know. But
I'm sorry. I just got slapped by Elle for minimizing her. I love it. Thank you, Elle.
well, you know, just because it just came in. But anyway.
Congratulations. Over $20 million. What's up, Elle? That is awesome.
I just wanted everyone to know that I brought on Ron Klein yesterday, the amazing innovator, and that that only strengthened my relationship with him. I just received, while we're on this call, I just received a text that he's like, it was a disaster, but I can't wait to talk to you at 2:00 today. So, and he's, you know, he doesn't have a big ego, if you guys saw it yesterday. And, you know, obviously he's an amazing guy that I'm very excited to have a relationship with. And that it only cemented and strengthened my relationship with him. And I know some people are out of fear that it might do otherwise, but it doesn't.
Yeah. And for everybody else that has no idea what we're talking about yet, I want to frame this in confirmation. The gentleman we're talking about, right? Elle, do you want to list his accomplishments? So thank you,
Yes.
Elle, by the way, for having on. Just everybody listen. So if you think you have somebody, well, he might be too big or she might be too big and they're going to like whatever, listen to who this man, Ron Klein, is that Elle had come on the Real Raw. Who is he?
So his name is Ron Klein, and he is, he likes to be called an innovator instead of an inventor. His biggest accomplishment is he created the system for trading for the New York Stock Exchange that went from, they would trade 100 million a day to 20 billion a day with his system. Now,
okay, so he reinvented the New York Stock Exchange and took it from 100 million units to 20 billion.
Yes.
But that's not all he did.
Oh, no, that's not even the start. Then he invented the MLS database that all residential real estate goes on through agents and brokers and gets sold through, and increase the volume of residential real estate in the U.S. by 700%.
Okay, so let's pause. So Ron Klein so this is who the guy is, right? There's 90 lessons from this. That's who the guy is. And then we'll talk about him coming on the Real Raw role play and Elle's confidence in us. Thank you, Elle. But let's also talk about Ron Klein's amazingness. The dude walked up to people at one point and said, listen, I'm going to create this amazing interconnected thing that's going to become the standard of how real estate does business. I can't even imagine, Elle, and I'd love to talk to Ron about this someday, how many people told him, dude, you're nuts. No way. Not happening. Who are you? Who do you think you are? Totally crazy. And that is a man that faced failure and rejection like a champ, innovated, and changed real estate in this country. It's unbelievable. But that's not all he did, Elle. What else?
He also invented the magnetic strip on the back of the credit cards.
Oh, you mean the thing that every one of us walks into a store and they go, no, 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 I don't touch the card. Just swipe it. Like the magnetic strip on the credit card.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And
those
that
are
guy, and you brought him on the Real Raw role play. And now he's like, thank you, even though it went not wonderfully, meaning that it was a tough 3 and 3 minutes with tough judges, right? And
right.
So anything else you want to share, Elle?
Yes, I think that, it did disrupt his thinking, and it, made him, I think, more curious, and it definitely, cemented my relationship with him.
Yeah, and just say those one more time, because the most important one, say them in the exact same order, and then please emphasize the last one, because it is all about Elle. It's all about you when you're bringing somebody on. So what happened, Elle? One more time.
So even though he feels he didn't perform well, which, I mean, there's a lot of us that don't think that, like he listened to the feedback and he changed right away, which almost no one does.
Yeah.
But he feels he didn't do well. But even despite that, it cemented my relationship with him.
Amazing.
Cemented.
Amazing. So, Elle, please share this with Ron. I am so impressed. I said on the Real Raw, and I meant every word of it, by his accomplishments in this world. And he has made the world a greater place. I mean, he's changed a ton of things. And I can't even begin to believe all of his accomplishments. And would love to have him back another time. Would love to do more things with him and you. And so amazing. And any final, Elle?
I'd say to everybody, if there's somebody you're thinking about, go for it. It is, it can elevate your position and strengthen, relationships that can be very important and instrumental in the growth that Sean's talking about. I mean, this is ecosystem mergers at the highest level.
Oh, Elle, thank you. Fantastic job. And yeah, not bad for somebody running a landscaping business to have one of the greatest inventors ever. And by the way, to be in the business of buying businesses and optimizing them, whether in landscape or anything else. Elle, you're a straight up genius. Thank you so much. Have an awesome, thankful Thursday. I am thankful for you.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thank you.
And
yeah.
And Jared and Fernando. And I don't know you yet, Adam. Sorry.
Thank you, Elle. Thank you. So Jared, final, brother.
Final. Well, awesome. Elle, I mean, amazing. As always, appreciate you deeply. We have an extraordinary Real Raw role play today. Off the charts. Garrett Gunderson has been a dear friend for many years. Garrett is the founder and chief wealth architect of Wealth Factory. He's also just a lifelong entrepreneur. This dude can sell. I can't wait to see him on there. He's a keynote speaker, multiple New York Times best-selling author. And I remember years ago, I was working out in the gym and I turned around and Garrett is on CNN arguing on primetime television about his philosophies around finance. It was amazing. They cut the show short because he really does stand to disrupt only positively and expose the truth. So that is Garrett Gunderson. And then we have Michelle Soro. Thank you, Dimple. Wonderful connection.
Dropping the mic action today.
Yes, Dimple and Kate Nova for the record.
Kate Nova as well. Thank you, both of you.
For Michelle.
And I had an honor of speaking with Michelle, and there is some intense Zeus energy. Michelle can sell, and she's come into play. She's the founder of Live Video Academy, the co-founder of the podcast Accelerator. She's a TV retail host. I want to say that she generated over $200 million in infomercial sales, around there. And she is on the show Extra as one of the hosts for the Deal Drop on the Emmy-winning entertainment show. So that is who Michelle Soro is. Garrett, better be ready. Michelle, you also better be ready. This is the Real Raw. The link has been posted. Please register for it. And my final is tomorrow.
And one more thing. I'm sorry to interrupt. Hey, Dimple, if you could just text Michelle, then I'm sorry that I'm going to be better Michelle than Michelle is going to be. So we could even stoke her up some more. So go ahead. What's up, Jared?
My final is tomorrow is the official kickoff of the 6-week Unblinded Business Acceleration Immersion. We're going to teach you how to build your ecosystem. So it will be live. You do not have to attend live, but we are doing them live. It's 1:30 Eastern time tomorrow for 90 minutes. The module will then be loaded into the Unblinded Academy. So if you can't make it live, that is perfectly fine. You can watch it at your own pace. But we go live tomorrow, which means if you have ecosystem partners that you want to be merging with at the highest level, get them to register so that we can train both of you how you can work together so that 1 + 1 truly does equal a trillion. Back to you, Sean, for final.
Thank you. So I love Muhammad Ali. He's behind me. I love Joe Namath. He is not behind me, but he is in our home. And Tony Robbins a long time ago. Well, actually, I loved Sugar Ray Leonard. I loved people who claimed and told people what they were going to do and then did it, right? And you may say, well, I like people who just do it. Well, I think sometimes you create disruption by putting a flag in the ground, and then people are like, hey, they're going to pay attention. It's in integrity. It's not saying I'm bankrupt when I'm not. It's saying, hey, we're going to have a little competition and we're going to have fun. Here's what's going to happen. Joe Namath in the 1969 Super Bowl for the Jets, which is before I was born. So we've paid the price of, well, I don't pay a price, but we've never had a Jets Super Bowl. But I love the Jets and Joe Namath for this. There was a thing called the AFL, the American Football League. There's a thing called the NFL. And the AFL was like the junior league of the NFL, or like it was this other thing. It wasn't a junior league, other thing. And they said that the teams from the AFL could never compete with the NFL. And that was the birth of the Super Bowl. In the first 2 Super Bowls, the Green Bay Packers crushed the AFL champs. And the third Super Bowl was between the Jets and the Colts. The Colts were this dynasty team from the NFL for years. The Jets were a new startup team, less than a decade old. And there was like no way they were going to win. And they were massive underdogs, like double-digit underdogs going into the game. And everybody's like, yeah, the Colts are just going to kill the Jets. And the reporters were telling Joe Namath, like, oh, yeah, you guys are going to lose, whatever. Like, do you think you have any chance? He goes, chance? He goes, you know what? I'm predicting this. We're going to win. Like, I'm telling you, we're not only going to compete. We're going to win this game. I guarantee it. And it was the first time an athlete had ever guaranteed in a team sport victory. Happens a lot now and doesn't work out. And sure enough, the Jets and Joe Namath went out and beat the Colts. Joe Namath became a Hall of Famer, iconic quarterback. And his statistics throughout his career, he was a great quarterback, weren't like overly impressive, but he made his entire life and legacy on a prediction to win an unwinnable game. Win the unwinnable, which led to the AFL and the NFL merging a short time thereafter. Changed the course of American football history by somebody putting a stake in the ground saying, you know what? I don't care what you think. I don't care who you think you are, right? I'm taking my place. So today, where are you taking your place as you form your 10 and telling people what you're going to do and build and giving them a chance to come on board with you or not, in love, in truth, in integrity, and thank them for their truth, but be thankful for your own truth and make sure you help them see what they don't see or miss the bus with you, not with Unblinded, with you, and then with Unblinded. Have an amazing day. Thank you.
Now it's time to break through and crush fear and distortion. What is the one zone action step that will help you most today to make more money in less time and with more magic and contribute value to the Unblinded ecosystem? After you crush it, then head over to our private Facebook community at www.unblindedmovement.com to share your big win for the day. If you feel great about the Unblinded Huddle, please share your win for today and any questions you may have for us, along with a 5-star review so we can reach more like-minded people like you. And if you have not already subscribed, please visit www.unblindedhuddle.com to be part of our live ecosystem audience for each morning huddle so that we can help you see what you don't see about the fun, excitement, and magic of exponentially growing your sales.